kind of stupid. Okay, welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classic Less Known Classics. This is episode number 1253 and Doubleshot number 1157. I got two Marvel trades for you. First up it is Iron Man 2020 Robot Revolution by Dan Slott and Christos Gage. One of two crossovers Dan Slott worked on this year. The other one being Empire. Well, actually last year, Empire. Now, this main book contains, the entire 6-issue miniseries. If you know about tie-ins, read the two trades. Yeah, I reviewed them already, so you're probably thinking, wait, why am I not getting the physical trade? I was thinking of getting that, realized, though, I have this, so don't worry about it. The artwork for this entire series is done by Pete Woods, who does not only the main artwork in here, he also does the cover art, and he does the coloring as well. Yes. Now, this is technically the only thing for Iron Man coming out during this past year. Though this book did receive a delay because of the pandemic, book was mostly released on time. At least was a good reason for delay this time. Now, the story of this crossover is that, Arnold Stark is, thinking that there's this being of singularity coming to threaten the planet, there's a robot revolution going on. Yeah, this is later revealed not be the case. Also, his business partner, Sunset Bean, it turns out is actually not Sunset Bean, but a completely different character. Yep, it turns out the actual Sunset Bean was being kept in suspended animation. Yep, this is a completely different character. This is a robot named Madame Mystique, I think it is. Yes, for some reason they decided to have this character pose as Sunset Bean. Yeah, it's like Dan Slott pretty much undid a lot of the stuff he was established at the end of the previous book. That's what it seems like, though. It seems like that's what happened. Either he was probably told to do this because Marvel was not liking direction that Dan Slott was doing. So anything that was pretty much established by the end of the 26 Iron Man series, completely undone by the end of this. Oh yeah, a lot of everything is undone. Also, Tony Stark basically is not going by Iron Man in this miniseries, but Mark 1. Basically, he's wearing the Mark 1 Iron Man suit. And of course, Arnold Stark is wearing the Iron Man 2020 suit from the... Basically, this outfit is clearly based upon the classic version that Tom McFarlane created back in the 80s. And they probably figured, okay, 2020 is coming up, have Arnold Stark basically put this damn thing on. Yep, okay, fine. Now, I do appreciate the fact that the book has got good pacing with it, yes. Though, I think the weakness of this series is the final issue. I kind of felt as though that whatever Dan Slott direction that he wanted to take, my guess is higher-ups probably told him, no, you have to fix this because we have a new Iron Book coming out and we need to basically restore the status quo. So, yeah, it was revealed at the end of the last arc of Tony Stark Iron Man that Tony Stark was an artificial being, like created from some clone remnants. Yeah, it turns out that was actually a lie. Yep, Tony Stark lied. And the whole thing that was going on throughout the second half, the last arc of the series, yeah, it was completely revealed that Sunset Bean was manipulating him all along, and also that, and also Singularity himself was nothing more than something in Arnold Stark's head the whole time. I gotta admit, the tie-ins I actually enjoy reading the tie-ins. I thought they were really good. My friend Tivia didn't like the tie-ins very much. He thought that the worst one was Eye of Wolverine. I do disagree because I thoroughly enjoyed that miniseries. Now, he did just list this book off as his worst book from last year. Well, I don't think the book is terrible per se. It's got good artwork, good pacing. It's just that the ending is a complete letdown. We're led to believe this big, humongous this creature is coming to Earth. And it's nothing more than a lie. Something in Arnold Stark's head because apparently the man is dying. Okay, fine, whatever. Yep. Oh yeah, and by the way, Tony Stark is basically restored status quo. He basically apparently is back in relation with Janet Van Dyne. This was like he broke up with her at the end of the previous book. Okay. Also, he's back being Iron Man, and of course, well, he put his brother in the E-Escape like simulation that he established in the actual previous book itself. Also, the controller is being controlled by Bethany Cave, which that was actually pretty cool. Actually, my friend Edgar, when he read this, was like, "Oh yeah, my lead favorite villain is basically being controlled." Yeah, that's the gist of it. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with this series. It's just that, well, I do agree about the opinion that this should just be an arc for Tony Stark Iron Man. Like, you could just call it Iron Man 2020. Nope, that'd be a freaking mini-series. my thought about this series, that it's not terrible, it's just a disappointment. That's the problem with Iron Man 2020. The main book is a disappointment. The tie-ins I thought were really good. I thoroughly enjoyed reading them because they had good writers on them. Now, I'm not sure why that Marvel basically decided to have this happen. Now, my guess is also maybe the pandemic basically also caused Marvel to rethink what was going on in the series, and the fact that the last few issues basically got a rewrite, probably ordered by higher-ups by editorial mandate, because they were not big fans of what was going on in the book. So, like I said before, anything that was established by the last arc of relating to Iron Man himself, retcon to be a lie. Yep, retcon a retcon. So, Tony Stark is back being Iron Man by the end of the series. He got back his company, but he handed off to one of the supporting characters from the previous book. And the guy is penniless now. Basically, in a way, this ending helps set up the current Iron Man book, which is really good, by the way. That I do agree with my friend Edgar about. I don't know if he's actually reviewed this series. I know he did review Tony Stark Iron Man. He actually drew out the book at the Q 11. But in the case of Dan Slott's run overall in the book, I will give my final thoughts on Dan Slott's run on the Iron Man book. It's a disappointment. There's some good issues here and there. I do think that the controller stuff basically was completely necessary. I do like the supporting cast that they had for the series, where they brought back Bethany Cave for the first time since Matt Fraction's run. The fact Tony Stark's got a company now, Stark Unlimited, that was really cool. The fact they created the original character named Andy, which, cool. And the fact they also had Jocasta Machine Man as supporting characters. Kudos. And it's almost like basically Dan Slott was purposely helped setting up this particular miniseries. Because if you read all 19 issues, that's simply the whole point of it for this miniseries. If you count this miniseries with the amount of issues that Tony Stark Iron Man had, effectively, Dan Slott's run for Iron Man was 25 issues, which is close to the same length as Karen Gillian's run for the book, and also about the same, I would say it's a tad shorter than Brian Michael Bendis' run for the book, and his run was only 3 years long, not over 2 years like Dan Slott's run was. I don't think it was terrible, it's just that, I'm of the opinion that when Dan Slott was first announced to be writing Iron Man, a lot of people basically was very happy with the fact he was doing this because it was not Spider-Man, obviously, and the fact he did a good job writing the character when he popped up in She-Hulk, and of course, Amazing Spider-Man, which probably got him Okay. Yeah. So, to be continued. Yes, because I got nothing for dinner. So, with part 2, I will be discussing the Deadpool book. I'll be discussing Deadpool, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Yep, I will be discussing that in part 2 of this. I have to stop because dinner is ready. Not my favorite thing when it comes to basic videos. I love eating dinner. Okay. So, into C1 part 2. Bye.